All right. How's everybody doing today? So, fingers crossed we don't have an event like last night where the internet just randomly shuts off. But luckily, we got a new jack put in. So, I guess it was like a connection issue with our cable jack, but fingers crossed it's worked. We have a new router. The internet's fixed. I guess it was never broken. It's just much quicker now than what it was. So hopefully everyone's having a good day, good morning, good night, afternoon, wherever you guys are at. I figured the staying alive was just kind of fitting, because as we talked about last night, Bitcoin, we kind of, the bulls were cornered last night. They had to stand up and fight, or they were going to get knocked down. And at least for the time being, it's not looking too bad here. I grab my folder real quick. All right. So fingers crossed we get some volatility while on stream today. The slate is clean. There is nothing to do today. We're actually supposed to have some severe weather today, but it's about the only really thing that could maybe put a kink. But we just had a pretty big storm come in, so we should have a bit of a break from that. Alright, so let's get our trading view opened up, and while that's loading, S3V4R, how you doing? Dad's Fawn, Jin Young Park, Hiken Ashi, D-Tech, 809520931, nice, Cyprian, Armacida, of course, Tubby G, Tom Brady, make sure I'm not missing anyone, Edward, how you doing? Crypto Don, welcome everyone. Alright, so once again, you're probably sitting pretty good this morning if you have the Aggro cap, the V1 5-minute. I can just see this staring at me as this trading view just opened up. But you can see here they actually took a long call, or a scalp. It's a long position, but it's a long scalp. At about 10,090 it popped off. You can see we went from a short from about 10,125. Went down, pretty much about $100, and then obviously you can see the move we've had up today. So, we're roughly up about just over $200 on this scalp, so looking really nice. So, before we get too much into the technicals, we have to identify the environment we're trading in. Alright. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get rid of the aggro cap real quick. And we'll get market cipher so we can look up market cipher B and the regular MACD. Alright, well once again, you can see this daily, and we're actually starting to play out a little bit. And as you can see, you can get your trend line here. You have your down sloping, you have a lower level of bullish momentum, and our money flow is in the red. So something I want to bring your attention to, this actually has the potential, it's really hard to see because the red's kind of distorting it, but we have popped onto the bear side. It's insanely hard to see, so I want to see what this actually turns out being. I don't want to say we're rounding this off yet. I'm thinking the red is just making it look a little distorted. Whoops, sorry, my finger hit the button on the mouse or the keyboard. I apologize. But you can see here, we're forming a little bit here, and it's hard to see because there's no way we've rounded this off yet. There's no way, because if this was the case, we would be looking extremely bullish. So we're going to keep an eye on it. Sure, we're good on the volume. Alright, so it says if you look at the 2-hour on MC the last 4 times, the green dot MC, it looks like it goes down. Let's take a look at it. You said the 2-hour? I'm guessing what? Are you talking about like these two dots over here? Let me reread your question. Alright, look at the 2 hour, the last 4 times that shows a trend change. So, you know, that's, if I'm interpreting your question right, so with these indicators, whether it's AgroCap, whether it's Market Cipher, you should never just rely on a green dot to buy on, or if you saw like a red dot, I don't even think, yeah, Market Cipher A has it. What these are is it's indicating a buy signal, but I'm very big in using technical analysis to confirm these calls, especially more so with Market Cipher B, because you can actually find the momentum waves like similar to your Mac. You know, so if you get a green dot, but you see here, there's nothing, well, especially on the 2 hour standpoint, there's nothing here to justify why we went up here. And so that's why we'll move down our time frames and then you can see it. So like this is a very good example. So do you see how you have your buy dots right in here? Well, over here you showed your trigger wave, and then you showed actually another one right here, and then theoretically you could take your trend line and you have a high, a lower high, and another lower high, and then that justifies these green dots, and this makes sense why we popped. Let the indicators confirm themselves. Don't just jump on a buy signal or jump on a short signal without there being any confirmation of why it's thinking that. So really, especially with Market Cipher B, because I mean literally there's so much going on in Market Cipher B, you can let it confirm itself quite easy. You see your green dots, you started shooting them off here, like so this one right here, there's really no reason to buy in yet. This one, there still really is no reason to buy in. Do you see? There's really nothing, you know, there's no lower levels of momentum. There's not a lot to see. You actually see the pressure building. But then this one, this green dot right here, it's like, hey, we're popping a buy signal. You showed your first level of lower bearish momentum. You came back down. You made another low in bearish momentum. And this really was your signal to buy. Let these indicators confirm themselves. If you can have an equilibrium of them just, basically everything being in agreement, your calls are just going to be that much more accurate, I promise. But don't follow these indicators blindly without any type of confirmation, because you will be rolling the dice. I hope that made sense. Oh, Market Cipher A. To be honest, Mike, I'm just going to be straight with you because I've said this from the beginning. I really don't use Market Cipher A, to be honest with you guys. I just use Market Cipher B. If I really want confirmation, I use the Aggro cap indicators for my long and shorts, and then I confirm it with either my MACD or Market Cipher. But when it comes to actually like scalping, I identify my environment with B, but then I use the Aggro cap V1 and 2 and 3 for my positions. So like for instance, remember how we just looked at the 1 hour, how we popped our buy at 10,001? Well, then you would have came down here and you would have like, oh, well, we're showing lower levels of bearish momentum. Boom, that was your signal to take that call. You have confirmation between your indicators, so the risk for failing on that trade is just, it's not going to be as bad. Hey Marcel, how you doing? Valorian, Tubby, I'm sorry. I apologize if I mispronounced that. 15-minute confirming a BART. Let's take a look. You can see we're kind of falling off here on the 15. I mean, it's possible. I don't like to call BARTs unless you can see them on the 1 hour. And yeah, you can kind of see it here. Basically what we're doing is we're probably going to fill this gap right in through here. So chances are we could probably go back down to maybe 10,040, 10,030. Because we can take our, let's get our trend line. Not sure. I'm trying to figure out the area that I want it in. This can actually probably be moved down just a tad bit. Because there's some really tight cluster of touch points from about 10,200 to 10,250, that $50 range. So we're probably honestly just going to go back and we may fill this back down to the top of this candle right here. And if I was to do that, I would put it right, because you can see where we wicked off, and then it's the top of this candle. Wonder if you can see more of it on the 4 hour. Yeah, it's a little bit better on the 4 hour. So, you know, we're kind of in a, you know, I kind of hinted at it on Discord today. I'm kind of in a short the pump kind of mentality. That daily just looks so bearish, guys. I don't really want to bet against that. That doesn't mean we can't have small little pumps. Market makers are all about having the best price point. So, or I guess a more optimal price. And that's what they got. They didn't see areas in shorting at around 10,000. And so, I wonder if we actually still have it on this chart. The next really major area of resistance that we're going to be facing is this 10,400 mark. If we use our trend line tool, you can see how you have your touch points here, and if it went across, you would see it even touch over here. It acted as support through here. We went down under it. It acted as resistance on the way back up. And you can see we basically went and pretty much just rejected it today. Turn this music a tad just down on my side. Oh, got a short scalp alert. We'll check it out here in just a second. So let's get through our environment real quick. We might be catching some action here soon. But this is how you can tell this was going to happen. You threw your buy, you threw your green dots, you showed 3 levels, well, so I guess 2 lower levels of bearish momentum. You popped to the upside, you came back down, and then you even showed it again right in here. And your money flow is very thick in the red. Alright, so I'm going to get our aggro cap back on because it looks like we're catching a little bit of volume right now. I'd really like to get some trades in today, so interesting. So this long indicator that we just talked about, our 5-minute, we're starting to flip short here. Now remember, this is our scalping indicator here, so this is really going to be your, you know, these are about $50 to $80 swings. Now granted, just like our 5-minute did down here, it can definitely turn into something bigger. I'm glad I had that indicator popped up. And so what I'm going to do here is got my coffee ready. So let's go to our settings on this. Since we already got, or I guess we needed the alerts, not settings. Since we already are in our short, we just popped short. I'm going to put this back to long, and then once per bar close. And scalp long. All right. So now, if we're like looking at our environment or we're looking at something else, we will get our indicator when we unflip this. Just double click the chart. Hey, for sure. Oh, hey, cool. Thank you. I swear, you guys are the best troubleshooters in crypto. I've learned so much from you guys. Half-baked butternut, how you doing, Sonda Bay? Well, see, that's the thing. The aggro cap, it actually does pretty well in times of high volatility. Because especially with any scalping indicator, you want volatility. Because that's why I tell you guys, after we have a major impulse to the downside or upside, if you already missed it, it's generally a good idea to kind of just put your scalpers aside temporarily. Because the scalper is going to have a very hard time trading in a $30 to $50 range. It's you know what I mean? So these scalpers actually do better in a more volatile environment. Let's check our 3 hour. Yeah, our 3 hour is still holding strong. Because you flipped short here at about 10,900. You confirmed at about 10,430, and you can see here it went down about where did we go? Where was the bottom of this? 10,000, or I'm sorry, 9,850. So from where you actually flipped short, you're down about 10%. And if you actually went down to where you confirmed, this was about a 5%. So even if you used a small 2-3x leveraged position, you know, like on Bybit or BitMEX, you're sitting pretty well here. I really want to watch this 3 hour though. This would be really interesting if we could break, because not only do we have our resistance at 10,000, I guess it would be 400, but look at this, you have your 3 hour. This thing, I mean, seriously, the worst call the V1 3 hour has done is it was like a $300 jump when we were at like 10,600 to like 11,000. I think we hit like 10,950. So this V1 3 hour has just been on it. Let's see if we can confirm. So our V1 did 5 minute did throw short, but like I said, as we just talked about, it's just like with Market Cipher and the green dots. You have to have confirmation with it. The 1 hour doesn't actually look too bad here. This is why I'm kind of not running to jump on it. You can see here we're actually having slightly higher levels of bullish momentum. We go up to our 3 hour. The 3 hour is still building, so I don't want to get, you know, too much into this. But man, you can see this down below here. You can actually tell this is the one that I posted on Discord yesterday. You had your lower level, so you had your high, lower high, and your another lower high, and then you actually had your cross right here that really confirmed it. So if you take this and you go straight down, you can see that's really where we started building momentum. For your MACD, use these lines as your confirmation, like the move is about to happen. Testing the 50 EMA. Let's take a look. I guess I don't have the 50. I use the 13, the 34, the 100, and the 200. I'd like to get the 21 added on there as well. I swear, seriously, the double click thing, I swear, these little things that you guys have taught me with the troubleshooting, I really appreciate it, guys. And this is actually another really bullish indicator on Bitcoin right now. You're above all of your moving averages, so not too bad. See what we look like on the 4 hour. Okay. So you're now above all of your moving averages. So if you can break above about 10,400, you're really going to have a pretty nice run up. After that, I mean, the next really area that we're going to have to deal with is like that 10,550, 10,006. This is our old resistance that we failed at last time. But man, if you can break above 10,600, I think we could actually have a nice little push. You know, because as we've talked about, this is your backed launch, so expect a lot of volatility leading up into it. And generally, you like to break these pennant triangle patterns when you start getting closer to the end. The timing of this it's pretty insane. I don't want to get like into conspiracy theories, but I believe we're either going to hit it and we're going to work our way out of it, or once again, we'll just go right back down. So, and when I say back down, like we're going to break it, like not just go back to this line and go right back up. We're going to annihilate this pennant at some point. You know, if you've watched the channel, you already know I am very adamant on, I believe if we break this third lower high, so that would be us breaking above 12,350, but let's just say 12.4. If you break above 12,400, I'm fully expecting we're going to test the highs of the year, which would be here at about 14,000. So you break this, because so why would I say that? Well, one, you would be annihilating this trading pattern, this descending line of pressure that every time we hit it, it just kind of pushes our head down. We're finally going to break out of this pattern. So, you know, the first step we have to do is we have to break out, because even if we make it about halfway up here, I'll start getting a little optimistic, because this line will be pretty much, you know what I mean? The technical side of this triangle will be done. There'll really be no way to draw the top of this. So, but no, we break above 12,400. I'm fully expecting we'll probably go back into a bull run and we'll test the highs of the year. But on the other side, the flip side of this coin, or this trade, I do not expect us at all. If we go back and test this green line, I don't think we're going to be saved by it again. This will be under the EMA 100 on the daily. And I mean, just how many times can you bounce off something? It's going to be getting weaker and weaker by each test. I mean, we almost had one there, tested here, there's 3, 4, 5. We've had about 5 tests since about, the beginning of July. And so right now, I'm going to start getting a little curious, but my indicator to short will probably be once we break this EMA 100. But we have to wait for confirmation. Look at what we had last time. Last time we broke this, we kind of farted under it. We kind of just puttered under it, and then we shot immediately back up. So the current price is 10,270. So it's going to be a very interesting, you know, you're going to see, I mean, we always stream twice a day. I can tell you though, tonight, unless we get some volatility, I'm taking night quill at like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock tonight. Because man, I don't know if you saw me, I was in the Discord group super late last night. My allergies have been so bad, I can't take, like I can't sleep. So I had to take NyQuil, Benadryl, and melatonin last night. And I was zonked out. But we're going to get I'm hoping between our new schedule, between the early morning and the late night stream, I say late, but more like late evening, we're going to be able to catch this volatility. Because I really would like to start doing some live trades. You know, we've done some weeks back, but ever since then, the volume pretty much just falls off a cliff the moment I go live. Yeah, if we close on or lower, it's more like 10 tests or more. Yeah, I'm just not sure how long we're going to be able to hold this. I mean, how many times? And you can see with each bounce, are you seeing this? Like each bounce, the reaction is getting lower and lower. So the buyers they're unable to keep pushing. You know, with each bounce, they're running out of steam at a lower rate. So we're going to keep an eye on this. definitely going to keep an eye on this. So we're going to pay attention to our closer time frames today. You can see here the 13. So to reiterate with you guys, I'm going to type this in the comment section for you. The yellow, 34. I need to find a way where I can have this so you guys can look at it every stream without me having to like type it in. Tron blue is the 100, and then all right, there we go, guys. And then we have our red. All right, there you go. So you can kind of see here, especially on the closer time frames, we're really kind of stuck here in our short EMAs right now. So you're hovering. We basically had a bounce right off of our EMA 13. See if we have any crosses coming up. Whoa, okay. So I mean, it looks like it may have already happened. Zoom in here, but you can see here you actually have your 13 and your 100. We had a bullish cross here. Let's check the aggro cap. All right, so we're just slightly above our confirmed short area, which is at about, what is it, 10,280. This is really where we confirmed. You popped it just under 10,003, but you didn't confirm until this green line. The issue I'm having though with this right now on this specific call, and this is why I'm really adamant, and you know, everyone using indicators but only jumping on them with confirmation. I'm not seeing too much, and I guess you could say here on your 15-minute you have a lower wave of bullish momentum right here, and then you had your cross. See if we can go through any of the other time frames. Yeah, right now we're just kind of not doing too much here on the 30-minute. See, it's not like really sticking its head out. Like, you know, this was an obvious short here. I mean, if we were to see this like on the, you know, a higher time frame, it would have been probably more powerful. But you do see how you have a much lower level of bullish momentum, and then you come over here, and what else do you see? You actually have your cross. So, and if you take your line down, it's basically right really where we start, you know, building our bearish momentum on this wave. And if you guys have any altcoins or stocks you want me to look at, let me know. I have my notebook out here, where I'll take a look at them for you. So let's go and pick up. Let's get rid of the aggro cap real quick. I know we've popped a short, but once again, I'm not really seeing too much that's just screaming short right now. I think it's a little premature. So let's go to our market cipher B. I guess I have it in my favorites. I don't need to type it in. It appears when the 100 EMA goes under the 100. I've never heard of using the 128. Interesting. Let's take a look at market cipher here. Really just, I mean, because we really are at the crossroads right now. I think we're either going to continue back up, or, you know, it's going to be like the other day where we had a little bit of a pump before the, you know, the rejection. Let's see if we can see anything on the 30-minute. See, I'm not really seeing so much right now that this is the time to open up the short. I'm just not seeing it yet. You know, like if we saw like the short indicator and then we saw something like this would have been a good indicator, you know, up in here to open up a short. But for right now, I think it's a little too premature yet. This daily, I know the daily's bearish. You know, we've talked about this for a while now. This is going to take time. This doesn't have to play out today or tomorrow or even a few days from now. Probably will though. 50-minute. We're starting to hint. We could be forming our confirmation here soon. We can get something like this. So we're just gonna wait for confirmation. I'm really gonna be, you know, I'm gonna be watching these small time frames. Oh. Are we just on like a little silent? Oh, okay. It's like, did our music cut out? So our current price is 10,286 on Bybit. And that's also while there'll be a little bit of a slight difference in price. We're using the, what is it, Bitstamp? Yeah, so we're using the Bitstamp chart. And, you know, as we talked about last night, the reason we're using this is it just has a ton of data. They go back literally to, I want to say 2012. The more data you have, the more power you're, you know, the more accurate, you know, the more information you can have to go back and see past results, the better your technical analysis is going to be. So shout out to Armacida for this. He mentioned something about Bitstamp on Discord, and it's like, you know what, I'm gonna try this. All right. I'm telling you that it's gonna be really exciting. The next 2 weeks are gonna be amazing for traders in general. But just be prepared, guys. You know, I'm gonna try to do my part to help you guys out and to be as live as long as possible. And even when I'm not live, to answer your questions and to help you out on Discord. But the next 2 weeks leading up to backed, and I mean even after the backed launch, I really think we're going to see some massive volatility. Let's say I might need to go to my room real quick. I need to get my glasses. Alright, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to leave this. Give me like a minute. I'm going to go back to my room and get my glasses. So we're going to be streaming today for quite a while. So I want to make sure I have my glasses on. I'm having a hard time seeing this. Give me like 2 seconds. I'll put this on full screen mode. Right here. Well, actually, we'll put it on the low time frames. Alright, I'm gonna get my glasses. I'll literally be back in like a minute. Sorry about that. It's like that's just gonna save my eyes for later today. I'm seriously blind. I've looked at these computers for so long. Alright. Much better. Whew. Alright. Ready to go now. Got my second dose of allergy medicine. Let's rock. Yeah, I usually have my glasses here in the office, but I ended up I ended up playing like a game last night or whatever, and if I ever play like video games or something like that, I don't even really play video games. I've never been really much of a video game player, but I do love Madden. It's like my favorite game, either Madden or like NBA, but I literally cannot play those games without glasses on. Alright, let's see here. Alright, so we're still holding here. About 10,250, this is going to be our support level. Just like on our prior dips. Current price is 10,280. Valorian, no, I've never really been much of a soccer fan. But they are fun. Like I played FIFA a couple years ago. I want to say I played like FIFA, it was like 2016 or 15. It was pretty fun. I think it's funner to play than to like watch on TV. It's kind of like baseball. Baseball is really fun to watch on TV, but I'm sorry, it's really fun to play in life, but it's not as fun to watch baseball on television. I think soccer's kind of like in that same category for me. Let's go back to our 1 hour. Yeah, you can see it beautifully. Right off of support here. You can see this is where we had our candle close up top, or I'm sorry, our wick, and then we actually had our wick. So there's resistance here, and it's support over here. So I really think we're going to be in this 10,250, you know, to 10,375, 400 range. But when we break, the volume's going to pick up on whatever side. So let's check our short indicator. I know we did pop short. So right now we're basically just waiting for confirmation. We already have our short signal. Now it's time to confirm it. Here we are. Yeah, you've never been much of a sport guy. See that? I mean, I grew up playing sports. You know, baseball was always my sport, but I just never really enjoyed watching it on television. I really liked basketball, but I just wasn't tall. And as you guys know, I have some pretty nasty knee issues, so I really couldn't play football. So we're basically holding steady. Pretty much right where we popped our short. We're just kind of holding. See if we can. Yeah, because I mean sometimes, like, you know, with a lot of these indicators, let's try this right here. I'm trying to see if there's anything looking at the past calls we can look on. Now, if you do have the Aggro Cap V1, I highly recommend checking out your 15 and your 30 minute. The 30 minute specifically, I've had a lot of luck with it here lately. But no, I've been doing some back testing on the 30 minute, and I really like the calls it's putting out. So, you know, on this call on the 30 minute, we popped, it looks like at once again, about 10,090. We didn't confirm until a little higher, about 10,140. Had a little bit of a dip and then right back up. That's why on these calls they don't immediately have to happen. I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of these calls you generally maybe have a little bit of the opposite reaction before it actually comes to fruition. That's why you have this line here. This is our confirmation line. Just like short, if we were to break this to the upside like we did here, broke over it, you went back down, and you can see it ultimately was dead on the money. check the 15-minute. Yeah, because it's only made for the 5-minute and the 3-hour. But I've just been kind of messing around with the other time frames, and I'm really starting to like the 30-minute. Not impressed with the kite crossing indicator. It's basically taking the skills away from the important. Interesting. Yeah, I haven't looked at it. I know I heard him say something about it the other day, like when he came back from his vacation. I mean, just to be honest, and this isn't like throwing shade on anyone, but I'm just super busy to watch YouTube. You know what I mean? Like when I'm not doing like the King's Night stuff, or I'm on Discord, or like lately I've been building this website. I just really haven't had time to watch other YouTubers. But I've heard a lot of people talking about the kite crossing. I haven't even really had, I don't even know what it looks like. But I have heard some people mention, and talk about it. But, I'm more of an old school trader. We use your traditional indicators, your MACD, your RSI, your Fibonacci retracement. And then we'll use these third party, like we'll use Market Cipher, we'll use the Aggro cap to basically have confirmation on our calls. I'm not really a super low time trader, and I am a scalp trader. That's what I've done for years. But I don't really stick too much on like the 5-minute, because I've heard some people use the 3-minute, the 6-minute, like all these like insanely low time frames. And unless you are in agreement, that's why we start every stream out the same. We always go and look at the higher time frames we trade. We're basically identifying our environment. Now, if your low times are in agreement with your higher time frames, yeah, definitely go for it. But trading on the extremely low time frames opens you up to, you could get in some financial trouble. I've had a lot of buddies that try to trade. Like I noticed TradingView, they've added a 1-second chart, and it's like, why would anyone want to see the 1-second chart? But they added the 1, 5-second, 15-second, 30-second. Just proceed with caution using the small time frames. Because technically, from a technical analysis standpoint, you want as much information as you can possibly have when you're building your hypothesis or whatever you're trying to get, however you're trying to trade the market. The more data you have, the better your calls are going to be. So that's why I try to start every stream out the same. We always start out by looking at the daily, the 4-hour. We'll use some of the ones in between, but then we go to the 1-hour. The 1-hour is probably my favorite time frame. It's like a nice healthy median of the short time frames and the longer ones, and you get the, you get what's it called, not the outlier, but you get the average, which I really do like that about the 1-hour. And that's kind of like why I'm not really jumping on this short, and I really try to emphasize using indicators for confirmation. Get confirmation somehow whenever you pop a signal, because like on this one right now, I know we did have a slight dip, but from especially like the MACD or the Market Cipher B standpoint, just not seeing it really. There really is no reason we popped short. Or I'm not saying there isn't a reason, but there's no reason to jump on it right now. There's nothing screaming like, oh, this is the time. Same with your Market Cipher B green dots. Let it confirm itself. It's better to miss out on some gains than it is to prematurely jump into a position. Sometimes the best position is no position. I know that's some people struggle with that because they feel like they have to absorb all the volatility. But we're about risk reward. It's not worth taking a ton of risk for a small reward, and it's also not worth prematurely jumping into a position. Let's wait for confirmation, have the safer play. You might miss out on $50, maybe $50, $100 worth of a drop or a pump, whatever you want to call it. But trading is a game, and the winners are who's going to be here the longest. Current price is $10,290. Thank you everyone that's here between Twitch and YouTube. We're basically just right now we're waiting for confirmation. Don't like sticking too much on the 5-minute when we're looking at a momentum, but you can see though, especially on your really small time frames, our money flow is definitely positive. Bullish divs on the 3-second chart. Yeah. Does it disappear after 45 seconds? But man, I have to say I'm kind of proud of myself. I really do emphasize, if you want to learn technical analysis, seriously, go and get it's called Thinkorswim. They actually have an app on Google Store. Open up a paper trading stock account. And I'm telling you, if you want to learn technical analysis but you don't want to take a ton of risk, it's honestly better to learn TA, paper trading wise, on the stock market than it is with crypto. Crypto's a lot more tricky from a technical standpoint than it is, with the stocks. I think it's so awesome that we literally called. We were within like 50 cents of calling the top on gold here. And that's another way you can use the fundamental aspect to gauge how cryptocurrency is doing. I talked about it last night on our on the Discord channel. So we'll check it now just because it is important. I won't stick on this too much because I know a lot of you guys don't like stocks or don't care too much about them, but they do hold an important place with crypto. I really want to emphasize this. Wow, did we just catch it? I am so glad. Something told me to check it. I don't know if you guys are seeing this. Did we just do it? The stock market is about to make all-time highs. The SPY index is. This is what I made a lot of my money. This is really what pushed me from being an okay trader to a really good one, learning technical analysis, trading the SPY index or the ETF. But no, we are seriously like 20 cents away from making all-time highs. This will not be, I mean, they can kind of run as an equilibrium together, but if the stock, okay, so a lot of people try to compare Bitcoin to like silver or gold. That's a safe haven. Well, here's the thing, guys. If the stocks are running up and the stock market's overall looking great like it is now, there's no reason to be putting your money in safe assets. So if you look here, stock market, I mean, we are seriously, let's get a gauge of this. I mean, seriously, we're about 15 to 20 cents away. Might have to actually zoom in to get the yeah, we're literally about 20-30 cents away from making all-time highs. Looks like we actually made our all-time high today, and then we wicked back down. So very interesting stuff here. So if you look at the SPY market, we're looking great. Glad, not the bad. And then if you go back to gold here, this is our short. You're having a little bit of a recovery, but now you can see we're getting rejected back down. This is our gold short that we've been talking about forever. I say forever, the last few weeks. I know a lot of people are getting bullish on precious metals, but there's no reason to. The time to be bullish was down here. Do you see how high we've gotten? go from the beginning of the year, we're seriously up almost, 27% here, just this year alone. Insane. I mean, if you go back to like November, you're up about 30%. And that's quite a bit for an asset that's worth just trillions of dollars. And you can see here the reason I gauged this short, and that's why I really try to emphasize, if you want to learn technical analysis but you don't want to learn the hard way, losing money, seriously, form a Thinkorswim paper trading account. They'll give you like a couple $100,000 to practice with. But you can see here, we have all these perfect touch points here across the bottom. What do you know? We got right up to it. I mean, seriously, we were maybe about a 50 cents, $1 away. This little spread right here. And you can see here, it doesn't look like much on the 4 hour. But if we go to, let's go to the 1 hour. Let's pull this out a little bit. Ever so close. We got so close here. So we rejected about 147, just under it. And our box started at about 148 right here. And you can see for a gold, an asset that's worth trillions of dollars, you have to realize if I did an options trade on this and I put my puts up here, like we were talking about, I would be up a few 100% right now. Easy. But you can see here, just the last 2 weeks alone, really, we called about a 5% correction. That's quite a bit for an asset that's worth so much. But very nice here. You have to realize if you did options, which is what I did, I mean, seriously, this would be probably at least 100% gain, probably more. I'll look it up here after stream, but good stuff. I know we have a silver trader, Marcel, in here, if I'm not mistaken. Because overall, you can even see here. Yeah, I don't want to say we're forming yet, but let's see where we at. About 18.25. Okay. So current price of gold, or I'm sorry, silver, we're just over $18. So what can we take from this, guys? Not to just talk about stocks and stuff. The safe haven assets are going down in value. There's a lot of optimism about the stock market and going back to new highs, or forming new highs actually. And overall, for these safe stocks, like gold, silver, Bitcoin, I think they will suffer, in the long run. Hey, Reese. Hey, it looks like the sun's coming out now. Yeah, Heikenashe, it really is. Seriously, just learn options trading. It's really risky. Generally, you don't want to do, unless you're really for sure something's going to happen. Don't pick the weekly call, because the difference with options, guys, is they have an expiration date. So you have a time limit, and they have this thing called, I believe it's a delta. It's been a minute since I've done options, but every day it'll go down by a certain amount of dollars or cents. So like if you have a weekly call and it's at $1, and like let's say nothing happens, by the start of the next day it'll be down 10 cents, and then the next day it'll depreciate another 10 cents. But they also have like long-term calls. You can buy like calls from a year from now, but you have to realize the more time you have leading up to expiration, the more expensive they're going to be. So I guess you could say that's a bit of a bearish catalyst for Bitcoin right now. Really all the safe havens are going to struggle if SPY goes to new highs and the Dow Jones and everything starts running again. But it could, just like in 2017. I don't know if you guys remember, but the stock market was making new highs. Cryptocurrency was making new highs. They kind of just ran off each other. I'm not really seeing a reason to short right now. I'm just not. I know the aggro cap popped short, but overall, I'm just not seeing it, like from a confirmation standpoint. So we're gonna sit here on the sideline for a bit. Let's see if we can get any type of confirmation on our lower time frames, and then we'll go from there. And once again, especially while Bitcoin's sitting here being stagnant, if there was something you would like me to look at, just let me know. Right. But we'll look at your stocks, your crypto. This would definitely be the time to do it before, you know, if any volume does end up showing up. I'd really like to see us go up to maybe like 10,350, 10,004, our first resistance line, to maybe get a short in. Because if we look here, you can see, is it up here? No, we'll need to go to our 1 hour. Let's see, I swear we had it on here. Your first resistance line's at 10,400. I don't know if it got somehow deleted. Let's go look. Oh no, it's right here. Sorry. This is our 10,400 right up here. Want to look up IOTA? Sure. I think last time I saw IOTA, I think it was down like a ton. I know it suffered pretty hardcore during the bear market. IOTA. Ooh. Well, from a charting perspective, haven't really had the greatest of times since the bull run. So this is exactly what I was thinking. Here, let's go over here. That was a wick. So if we go from our all-time high to our current price, IOTA's down about 96%. So hopefully you didn't buy and hold from the bull market in 2017. So it's hard for me to gauge support because all you have right here is your free quick. Do you see this? Like, Yeah, I don't even want to do that. It doesn't really look, I don't have enough touch points. I don't like how that looks. So right now you're pretty much in price discovery mode with IOTA. We're looking at it from a Satoshi standpoint. So what we're going to do here, we're going to find our technical resistance, which I can already see it. Horizontal ray. So you can see your touch points right here as support, and then we touched it right here on the top. And this is at about 4,000 Satoshis. So, wow, 4,000? Man, is it really down that much? Look at our price range tool. There's no way, really? Damn. Since July, IOTA's down 50%? Wow. Insane, some of these altcoins, how just insanely oversold they are. So you have pretty insane, or pretty good resistance here at about 4,000. Your next area after that. Let's see here. See if it looks a little better here on the 4-hour with it from a touch point standpoint. Yeah, right in here. I'm going to turn these red. Current Bitcoin price is 10,280. I'm just watching it close because if we start going in one direction, like I said, I really want to capitalize on this move today. So your furthest resistance point is at about 4,000 Satoshis. You know, after that, your more close resistance. Man, the problem is you're forming all this resistance everywhere. You have resistance at 2,450 Satoshis. I mean, this thing is just loaded with them. It just consolidates and then it moves back down. Consolidates and it just moves back down some more. Because I feel like you can just sit here and just keep writing more resistance points, especially from a touch point. So I'm gonna put a box here because I just don't want a chart's supposed to be ease of mind. You don't want a chart to just be absolutely cluttered with lines everywhere. So what we're gonna do is turn this red. Alright, we're good. So your first area of resistance is going to be here at about 2,400 Satoshis, with your more major resistance up here. I mean, you're going to have a little bit here at 3,200, but you can see the touch points as support and then resistance up here. And once again, that's about 4,000 Satoshis. But from a support standpoint, it's really going to be impossible. I mean, I don't really like to say the word impossible, but literally, if you look here on the daily, I mean, there's no way to judge where the bottom's going to be. I mean, you're pretty much under all of your support now. So you really are just looking at this wick right here. That's about all you have. So just be careful with IOTA. I mean, it's really, I mean, shoot, just from, what is it, July alone, we're down 50%. So, massive. But, you know, once again, just to sum this up, from a support standpoint, there really is none. You're in price discovery mode. Your first area of resistance is going to be at 12,000, like 400, 12,004, with your top being at about 2,700 Satoshis. With your more optimal, you know, if you really start pumping, which is at about 4,000 right up here. Let's go up the line. EOS. Yeah, we'll go look at the China coin, or the Chinese coin. I'm not too big of a fan of EOS. You know, I do participate in dApps, and I think their network's just kind of useless. Like especially from a dApp standpoint. Basically, it's just bots that play their games. I don't think actual real humans play. I don't think they actually play EOS dApps.
even though they do look nice. I like the way EOS dApps are designed. They look really good, but I just don't think real humans actually play them. Alright, so EOS is this should be pretty easy. Alright, so your current price on EOS is $3.71. So on EOS, let's zoom this up a little bit. You're gonna have your support box from about, let's zoom this in a bit more. This $3.40 area would be it. You know, you can see the touch points are really consistent here in this cluster across the bottom. You could even maybe, with some of these crazy wicks, the $3.40 area is your deepest, you know, part of this support box, with the top being at about $3.50. You can see the touch points all across here, the top, and then our ones across the bottom here. We'll probably actually get more touch points if we actually look at the 4-hour rather than the daily. Yeah, you can see it here a little bit better. The bottom of your box is a lot stronger than your top. So about $3.40 is your bottom. The top is about $3.50. Your current price point, like I said, it's about $3.70. It looks like you are trying to form some short-term support here at roughly about $3 and maybe about 65 cents. I'd like to see a little bit more time consolidating up here, but for sure, let's actually get this flying green. You can see your touch points across the bottom here. If you go across the top, it's acting as resistance as well. It's not perfect here, but you can see here how you have your cluster here and here. That's why I really want to emphasize it's like really short term. If Bitcoin starts going down in price, this will probably break. But your first area of resistance, you can see your touch points here, here. You have more touch points, a cluster of them here, and then of course right in through here, which that's about $3.80. So you have pretty decent support from $3.40 to $3.50. You have short-term support at about $3.60, $3.65. Yeah, $3.65 with your major support between $3.40 and $3.50, with your first area of resistance at $3.80, and then of course up here you're gonna have pretty decent resistance from about $3.95 to $4. But if you can break $4, I definitely think you're gonna have a nice little pump to about $4.25. Oh, this needs to be red. I apologize. Whoops. So $3.40 to $3.50 is your support box. $3.65 is your short-term support. Your first area of resistance is at $3.80, with your major resistance box from $3.95 to $4. And if you break $4, I mean, you're gonna have a little bit here at $4.10, but I think you'll have a nice little pump to about $4.25. You'll be at the Raiders-Chiefs game in Oakland on Sunday. Awesome, ACR. Are you a Raiders fan? The GBP Euro. Sure, let's take a look at it. Your target was hit. You've been trading. Live trading Bitcoin has been on a 25x short for 4 hours already. Nice. Yeah, hopefully we get some price action. You can capitalize on it. So here's your British pound to the euro. Just kind of gauging this information here. Weird. All right. So if we went from our swing low to our high, I'm just trying to see what the Fibonacci retracement would look like with this. All right. So this actually looks pretty nice from a fib level standpoint. We're a bank. I mean, granted, the problem is now is you're falling below your anchor point. Like you can see, we're it looks like we're trying to struggle here at the 786. So you had your impulse up, you know, and as we talked about yesterday, you had a nice little bounce here off the 236. You went right back up to basically your apex. You went right back down. You know, generally when you go in a parabolic move like this, you generally retrace 50%. Well, look at this. You hit your 50% retracement at about 123. You went all the way back up to about 131 and then back down. You had a massive, this is on the weekly, so you know this is insane. You had a nice candle all the way down. I mean, you tried bouncing off the 618, which is the area where investors find the most areas of value, but just wasn't there. You had a crazy wick. You bounced off your 786, which is your deepest retrace, all right? So, you know, you went back up, you know, went about above your 618, kind of flirted up and down through it. You went right back down. This doesn't look the best, to be honest. And then you can see on our latest pump, we basically butted up right against the 618. I really like how this looks from a Fibonacci level. Really solid touch points. But you're basically right now, you're just butted up against some pretty stiff resistance here. So I'd say, has it ever been this low? You're darn near making the low. You're getting pretty close here. Let's get our horizontal tool up. So let's turn this green. And you can see your touch point you have right off of it here. Here, I'll pull this over. It's hard to see because you see these over here. But we had a nice bounce off about a, what is it, a 105, 106. Because if you break that, your last hope is really about, I can't say it's $1, but 1. I'm not familiar with the foreign currencies, so I'm not sure. Would it be like the £1? I apologize, guys. But no, it's you would be bouncing off your exact lows right at about 1. To be exact, it's about 101, 102. That's your exact. That's your deepest. That's the deepest point it's ever gotten on a retrace. So I really like how this looks from a fib standpoint. If you put it at 101 as your high, and then your swing high at about $1.45, $1.44 up here, I really like how this looks. Solid touch points. Let's take a look at Market Cipher with it. Not seeing much. The weekly looks pretty bad. Don't actually look too bad here on the daily. You're definitely building, but do you see here? There's really no reason for this pump. I mean, I guess you did shoot a buy green dot. Let's go to the 4 hour. Yeah, the 4 hour doesn't look great. Showing lower levels. But the difference though is, do you see how big and massive the dip has been? You actually don't look too bad here on the 4 hour. Your money flow is very nice here in the positive. It's a good start. So your 4 hour doesn't, I mean, it looks like you're making a little bit low on the 1 hour. I'm sorry, the 4 hour, but look at this. You have actually a trigger wave forming. This has the potential to actually be a pretty nice gainer, because not only do you have your trigger wave, but what else do you see here? You're also in the red, so you'll have a lot of firepower ammo whenever this thing does blast off. If it does, you could have a nice little jump off of this. So you have the potential to have a nice little run up here. The thing you want to watch for, especially with how oversold it is something like this, where we just pop out a little bit of bullish momentum. But this has the potential to be pretty nice, so something to keep an eye on. But your smaller time frames, I would actually be pretty bullish on it, to be honest. So the GBP Euro, this actually would not be a bad long position to take. This actually looks really solid. Showing lower levels of bearish momentum. Your money flows, it's in the red, and you're showing, I mean, you can see this quite clearly, and you have a trigger wave. Very nice. So yeah, I'd have to say I'm bullish on this asset. Oh yeah, I'm definitely bullish on this. I've never been much of like a Forex like currency trader except Bitcoin, but hey, good find though. But yeah, half-baked butternut or nut. Good find here. Super easy to analyze too. Market ciphers clear in the direction. The fib levels are super easy to look at. Wow, look at this little spike you have. It's crazy like how big this is. Okay, I guess we're only on the 15-minute. Never mind, but still. It's insane how this candle looks, but since you're trading an asset like the British pound, it's barely, you know what I mean? Like in cryptocurrency, this would be so boring. But good find. Current price is 10,290. I just want to check this price real quick. Alright, we're kind of struggling here on SPY. I just want to see if we make all-time highs today. It's generally not a good idea to make all-time highs on a Friday, so it's going to be pretty interesting the next few hours. The market's open for maybe 1 to 2, the next 2 hours. See what the Bitcoin futures look like. Bitcoin market cap. Actually, let's check the market cap trading view. So this is the Bitcoin market cap. Really? Oh no. Okay. I was about to say, there's no way. It actually looks really similar to the Bitcoin chart, doesn't it? Yeah, let's check the futures here. The Bitcoin futures have really pointed at a lot of the actual Bitcoin price movement. Awesome. Half-baked butternut. Yeah. The GBP Euro or whatever that comment. I apologize. Like I said, I'm not much of a currency trader, so I'm definitely not biased on it. Looks solid. Looks really good. Oh, thanks.
So this is the CME Bitcoin futures. I wonder if these touch points actually look a little bit more smooth. Wow, yeah, it's actually a lot better. You have much nicer touch points on the futures. All right. And then this would be our here to here. So we're going to keep an eye on this futures chart as well. Do you think the Chiefs are going to whoop on the Raiders? I hope so. But man, I don't know if I'm going to bet money on it, because those Raiders games, they can literally be trap games, and it's in Oakland. But no, I'm kind of worried. Patrick Mahomes, he I guess he has a sprained ankle. He hasn't practiced most of this week. They say he's gonna play, but man, could you imagine what that would do to the Chiefs if Patrick Mahomes was to be out, even for a small amount of time? I mean, our next quarterback is Matt Moore. Not too confident in that. So I have to say, I kind of like this Bitcoin futures chart better. The touch points are way more fluid. I like it. If we look here at Market Cipher. Wow, this is really interesting. Are you seeing this? Do you see how different the Bitcoin futures chart and the actual Bitcoin chart looks? This is the daily. You're actually showing lower levels, much lower. You're actually showing a trigger wave here on the actual futures. It's a pretty interesting correlation. Or not a correlation, but a comparison. The actual Bitcoin charts, though, the futures look a lot better than the actual Bitcoin charts. I've had a lot of people that have said lately they like looking at the futures chart rather than the actual asset, like on Binance or BitMEX. Your money flow is still thick in the red. You're building your bullish momentum. The music change. Yeah, I'm not sure what's playing right now.
think it's just I think it's our 80s. It's the chill synthwave, retro wave music. It's just easier to play these albums because it's the only thing that sucks about being a streamer is I hate especially when you're doing technical analysis. I don't like being a DJ, trying to like hand pick every specific song. I just try to play pretty neutral music because it's hard trying to find music that every single person likes. Since we have such a diverse group of people in our community, everyone's gonna have different interests. So I try to play just pretty basic music or neutral. Trying to see if there's anything I'm missing. It's pretty crazy though how much better the futures look though. The daily is a polar opposite. So if, keep this in your mind, remember it. If I had my Discord open, I would actually so once we get offline here in a minute, I'm gonna post this on our Discord channel. So this is BC1. There was a way I could save this. I'm just gonna write it down on paper. BTC1. But check this out, seriously. Very interesting. Because seriously, remember this. This is the daily. We go back to Bitcoin. Go over to, let's just try Bybit. We'll go to this one real quick. Do you see the polar opposite? So on the daily, you're looking extremely bearish here on Bitcoin. But if you pop back over to the Bitcoin futures chart, see the polar difference? They're exactly, not exactly, they're completely different. YouTubey. Well, here on the daily, on the futures chart, yeah, it definitely looks like we could have a nice move to the upside. You have your trigger wave. You're showing a much lower level of bearish momentum. This is your trigger wave. Sorry, not an artist. Man, I need to take some more Dayquil. But no, the futures chart is definitely different. So it's gonna make this next decision pretty hard of where Bitcoin's gonna go. Because let's go back to our #1 Bitstamp. And you can actually see here on the red, it's actually building. So you're showing lower levels of bullish momentum. Your money flows in the red. On your regular Bitcoin charts, it looks extremely bearish.
don't like pickles, Reese. I'll add my towel here. Yeah. So, something I'm going to do is we're really going to start looking at the Bitcoin, the futures, and the actual Bitcoin charts, because this is a drastic difference. And I'm curious to see which one actually comes out on top. I mean, if I had to bet, my money would be actually like on the physical Bitcoin, because there's real Bitcoin being transacted. But the difference is, I mean, it's night and day difference. They're nothing alike. On your weekly market cipher B, you can, I mean, we're pretty neutral. We're just falling down. Let's look at our normal MACD here. We'll go back to it. Check it out quick. Once again, thank you for everyone that's here between Twitch and YouTube. Once again, I have Jinxed Bitcoin. Just kind of sitting here hovering. Oh yeah, that's right, we were doing the MACD. Someone's saying the weekly MACD. Yeah, weekly actually doesn't look too bad. Oh, we need to form this into area. Just give me a second. Alright. Something to notice here though is on the weekly, you do have this negative cross here to the downside. Over to our daily. I'm sorry, that was the weekly. Here's our daily. I have to say the daily's kind of hinting at the same thing here. You can see here we started forming this negative momentum, but then look what we're doing now. We're starting to build back up to the upside here. If you follow this, and on the daily we have a positive. We're starting to move up here. Ever since we had our cross right down here. So let's go back to BC1. I want to see what this looks like on your regular MACD. Man, I'm telling you, damn. It's incredible how different it is. So you can see here on the Bitcoin futures. Now starting to build some positive momentum, but you showed lower levels of bearish momentum. Let's go over to the weekly. Let's see if that shows anything. Yeah, you're still showing it. I mean, you're showing a bit, slightly lower levels of bearish momentum, but once again, you still have your negative cross here. See what we look like on the 1 hour.
Yeah, 1 hour. We're just basically in a continuation pattern. It's kind of like why we're just basically neutral right now. I don't like seeing how big of a difference there is between the futures and the regular Bitcoin chart. So this is something we're gonna start adding to the stream here. Hey, what's up, Aggro Capital? Hey, what's up, Brovolone? Craig Littleford. Current price is 10,300. All right, so once again, we're just going to be really paying attention to the smaller time frames today. Pretty much everything between the 1 hour and the 15-minute. Hey, at least you got stopped out in a small profit. Curious to see how this turns out on the 30-minute. We're just waiting for some subtle or subtle, any kind of little change. It's just insane how different. I know I keep talking about it, but I'm serious. It's really weird how big the difference is between these two charts here. But you have your lower levels of bearish momentum. We get out of that. Let's take a look at our long and shorts. Go to Bitfinex, shorts. All right, so shorts are pretty stagnant right now. So this is a good sign that we're rising. This shows that the longs should theoretically be rising. Let's go take a look. I would think the longs would be rising here. No? Wow. Well, that's interesting. The longs are cashing out and the price is rising and the shorts are doing nothing. Interesting stuff. So the price is rising, the shorts are falling, and the shorts are stagnant. They're not really doing anything. I mean, I guess you could say this is what it was maybe this morning. It makes you wonder if the shorts started covering on this, and then basically the bulls just came and took profit on them covering. That's what it's kind of looking like. So the shorts covered. They had to do market buys or at least put limit orders to get out. They covered their shorts. The bulls basically cashed out on top of them, and here we are. Thank you to the 40 people between YouTube and Twitch. here. Current Bitcoin price is 10,316. So it would be, I'm trying to think, do I have it saved in our bookmarks? Nope. Should be. Wanted to get this in the comment section as well. So our website we've been talking about is officially released. I'm just gonna go ahead and save this so I can bookmark this real quick. All right, and that's our new website, or the King of Bybit website. Get out of this. You can see here on the shorts though too, because there is some correlation with TA and the actual shorts and longs rising. You can actually see it here. Like we can find. I bet you can find a definite reaction off this. Not really. Alright. I don't know. I've been trying to see if you can use ways to predict the long and shorts entering the market. Sometimes there is a correlation and sometimes they're not. I've never honestly tried using it, or I don't put like too much into it. So what can we take from this though, besides that little experiment? The shorts, this kind of explains the little pump in price we had, and the longs are basically cashing out on top of them. The longs are stagnant, and the shorts took a little bit of a dip, and now we're just kind of, we're fluttering here across the bottom. Check our load time frames right now, because like I said, we are at a critical area. So blind, Callie. Here. I have lunch over here and dogs are staring at me for food. There you go. Yeah. I agree with that, Mike. The Swedish stock SSAB. Yeah, we'll take a look at it real quick. I've honestly never heard of it. Damn. It's been on quite a little run up here. So on this, we're going to start out, I'm going to put my fib retracement on this. Yeah, I guess I can use this candle top. All right, so you can see it actually fits the fibs really nicely here. You know, so you went parabolic, came back down, you touched your 0.5, basically kept going up, you rode your 382 here across the top, and then you actually made your high. Looks like it was at just under $43. So you came back down, you had a nice little bounce off the 382, came back up, had a small bounce off the 0.5, fell down to the 618, kind of flirted with the 0.5 a little bit more, and you can see where we're basically sitting at right now. So your current price is $26.95. The next really area you're gonna have to break, let's see if that says anything. 618. So from a Fibonacci standpoint, $27.20 is going to be your next, like, your Fibonacci resistance that we're going to have to break above. Your next level, of course, is your point. Yeah, it'd be your 382, which is at about just under $31. If we're looking at it from a technical standpoint, let's get our horizontal ray up. Get another one on here. Alright, so you can kind of see it here. So our first, like, technical resistance is going to be at about $27.50, with your next one here across the top, which would be right at about $29 here. You can see all the touch points across the top here. You could actually maybe even lift this up a tad bit. See, you even have some more down here. This area is going to get a little bit more tricky because there's much tighter areas of consolidation. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm actually going to make us a box. So, you know, I emphasize the top and the bottom of these blocks, which is at about $28, and the top being at about $29.50. Your first short-term area of resistance is going to be here at about $27.50. Basically fighting your 618 right now. You can see you're literally right on it. If you're trying to look for areas of support, I'd be looking right in here. So you can see how you have your S support here, some more support with this touch point here, and then when you fell below it, it acted as resistance. So if we get this to go green, this is sitting at about $24.25. Your current price point is just under 27. So like I said, your next area of resistance is going to be at about $27.50. You're right at your 618 right now. Your major resistance box is going to be from about, literally just about $28 to $29. Right in through here. And if you're looking at your MACD, looking at this just off the top of hand, you can see here it looks like you're probably going to be depleting here soon. You have a bearish cross forming up here. Go down to our 1 hour. You can see where the bearish momentum is actually building. If you look here on your daily, daily you actually don't look too bad. Yeah, don't look too bad there either. So I would definitely say you're probably leaning towards a dip soon. especially from this nice bounce you've had. Shoot, just since the 21st of August, I mean, you're literally up about 34%. So, watch this, watch this area right in here at about $27.50. That's going to be your next major resistance. And there is going to be some pretty tough resistance here from about $28 to $29. It's really tight clusters of consolidation in here, so it's kind of tough nailing down this resistance here. But I mean, honestly, even looking at this right here, you could probably even spread this box even more down. Being a stock, I don't like it to just be like the whole area, but man, you can see your touch points here across the top, and then you can see your cluster of touch points here across the bottom. So, $28 to $29 is going to be major resistance, that whole dollar area, with your next short-term resistance at about $27.50, with your next support being at about $25.50, and $26. This one's a little tricky though. I mean, it's not often you see a stock. I've never actually even heard of this, but it's literally up 34% in a matter of maybe like 3 weeks. Swedish steel. Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I've never built a website before, so that's why it took me a little bit. Stop being a fatty. Check this real quick. Just give me a second, guys. Back to good old Bitcoin here. Current price is $10,340. I need a towel. Alright, so kind of like we talked about at the beginning of stream, I'm known for jinxing the volatility. You know, I even made a joke that we were gonna ping pong in this area, and that's literally exactly what we needed. It's exactly what we're doing right now. Oh, we just had our scalp long go off. So really from about 10,250 to about 10,400, we're really just we have to break this, you know, $150 area. And my burger Reese. I think it's super raw. Definitely not eating that. All right. Oh, our music shut off. So current price is about 10,342. All right. Looks like the sun went away. It's like I need to mow the lawn before it gets dark tonight. So we are gonna go live we're gonna go live early tonight for our evening stream. Because I'm gonna need to take my NyQuil stuff so I can break this allergy kind of spell I've been in. So we are gonna go live tonight. My goal is about 6 p.m. Central Time, so 7 p.m. Eastern Time. You know, hopefully this little bit of consolidation will be over. But you know, right now I really want to get too excited. We're gonna be in this 10,250 to 10,400, this little $150 trading range. We're really gonna need some volume to pop it. So I'm gonna take advantage of some of this consolidation. I gotta go mow the grass outside because it's getting high and we have a horrible mosquito problem out here. All the rain we had this summer, I mean, my God, you can't even really go outside without getting swarmed by mosquitoes. But I'm gonna use this next little, you know, hour or two period to take advantage of some of the stuff around the house real quick. Now granted, I have all my alerts set up because like I said, I really want to do some live trading today. Like I said, I'm going to take advantage of some of this consolidation on this little free time we're having right now. You know, because unfortunately this run up we had, it looks like it came in the middle of last night. It's kind of screwing with me because we have to look at UTC time, but 9. So we started this at about 8:30, so 10 hours ago. So we started this roughly at like midnight, 2 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, Valorian. So I'm going to take advantage. Like I said, I'm going to get some stuff down around the house. I have to clean my office. I have to go mow the lawn real quick. But, you know, I have all my alerts set up. So if we break 10,250 to the downside or we break above 12.4, we'll hop back online. But we are going to go live early tonight. It's going to be 6 p.m. Central Time. So it's 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll stream for a good 3 hours or so. You know, that'll allow me to be done by, you know, maybe 9 or 10. Now, granted, if we get some volume in, I'm not obviously I'm not worried about the time ending, but I really want to do some live trading tonight rather than just sitting here watching this, this really, it's basically consolidation. There's really not much we can do right now. So once again, guys, thank you for everyone for watching between YouTube and Twitch. If you haven't checked it out already or checked it out, I recommend checking out the new website. It took me a little bit of time, but I've never built one before. But once again, I will still be on Discord till we go live here in about 4 hours. I have all my alerts set, so if we break this trading range, we'll immediately hop back live. But till then, I'll be on Discord, and I will see you tonight at 6 p.m. Central Time, so 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Screwed me up with all the time zones. But, thank you guys, and I will see you on Discord. Till then. Got to get my Chiefs song on. Go Chiefs!
Tech, Nina.
Whoa.
Kansas City. You ready? You ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Welcome to the Red Kingdom.
Come on, you can do it. Alright guys, see you on Discord.
Welcome to the Red Kingdom. Yeah. Red Kingdom. Welcome to the place where we run it. Place really haunted by number 58 is DT the Great, and we flown it. Hate and we shun it. No competition, the opposition fake. I don't think they really want it. Loud is the recipe. Loud sitting next to me, no doubt. Now we are proud that we get to see KC Chiefs come and break these geeks, make them taste these cleats. Welcome to the Red Kingdom. Yeah. Red Kingdom. Welcome to the Red Kingdom. Yeah. Red Kingdom. Welcome to the Chiefs Kingdom. Got to lovers, got some other beasts. Bring them, mop them up and stop them. Got the heat, sting them. You hot when we stop ya. Dropped when he rock. Got blocked in me casa. Ball in my city live, but I find a raw one to get beside. My lucky numbers are 15, 10, 87, 29, 7, 50, 95, 55. Red Kingdom. Yeah. Red Kingdom. Welcome to the Red Kingdom. Yeah. Red Kingdom. Welcome to the Red Kingdom. Strange music. Red Kingdom. Yeah. Red Kingdom. Go Chiefs. Red Kingdom. 10, 9. Let's roll, baby.
See you in a few hours, everyone. I'll be on Discord.